Hi guys and welcome to Throwzone.com. This is Mohit Soni. This is the Triumph Scrambler 400X road tested for you after almost 400 kilometers on it. The first ride wasn't possible for many reasons on our side, and here we are riding it almost everywhere possible, and 400 kilometers of pure highway riding and a good amount of city riding within the city. And we could have done more, but we'll keep that long sort of review next time when we get our hands on it, hopefully. And let's discuss what the changes are, how is it like to ride, what's the difference, because I've shown you this bike at the Speed 400's launch, and when it was revealed the pricings were not out, so it wasn't launched. And so you've seen this bike, and what the differences are is this 19-inch wheel at the front, which gives it a nice tall stance, and you get this headlight grille here, which means that the headlight is going to stay as you can see dirty quite a lot until unless you get a brush to clean it in the detailed way, like how detailing is done. And the raised handlebar, you get this thing here, which is quite nice and gives it that scrambler bike and dirt bike feel. You get these not so great barkbuster sort of handguards here, which are very basic in terms of quality. The mirrors of course are very different. The switch gear of course is the same as before. The instrument cluster is the same as before, analog and digital at the same time. Well, devoid of any connectivity features of course. Side profile is where it looks pretty much similar, apart from the slightly ground clearance that has been raised. The dual port exhaust here, which looks quite nice. Sounds slightly different as well. You've got the very nice green color with the white pinstripe, and contrast color and contrast stitching as well on the seats. You've got the silver color here and silver color for the front mudguard as well, so there is some sync in all of these colors together. And similar tail lamp as the Speed 400. You've got these golden forks, which actually grab a lot of attention on the road, because I had this at one point, someone else riding it, and I was seeing it in the back rear view mirror. The golden forks truly stand out because there is nothing covering them as well, so it's directly in your face even if you're looking in the rear view mirror. So that's how golden they are. And in terms of fit, finish, quality, everything is top notch. Nothing really looks out of place. The welds, the spots, the bolts and the panel edges, everything is a smooth finish. Nothing really gives you paper cuts of any sort wherever you touch. And it's got a really good quality, fit, finish, and everything in fact is quite good. As you can see here, this is something that is really acceptable given the bike. What it's priced at truly is amazing. The absolute weird location to put the coolant reservoir over there. You've got a vertical radiator just like any other modern retro bike, and the MRF Curve F tires that are making its debut on this bike as well. So that's what the bike is. You get the LED indicators. I've already explained you what the switch gear is like. You press this button to do everything possible. Instead, in fact, you can also set the trip meters with this. Hazard lamp button is welcome. The E20 sticker, the fuel cap of course is hinged, don't worry about it, and a lot of ground clearance, lot of seat height over the Speed 400. Yeah, bigger brakes as well. So that is what it is when it comes to the design, the fit, finish, the quality, the features list, and of course the bigger aspect, the price, which is actually quite mouth-watering for what you're getting here. And it may not be a full-blown adventure bike, but it is a scrambler, and none of these two bikes are actually quite sporty. So how are they like to ride? And that's how I want to start the riding part, with the fact that please don't consider them as an absolute sporty bike. They are not. In the Triumph range, the Scrambler and the Speed are sort of relaxed yet quite quick motorcycles, and not very retro like how Royal Enfield is still doing their things. So this is still far more sporty than them, but it's not entirely sporty like the Street Triple or the Speed Triple or anything like that. So bear in mind, that's how I'm urging you to get a perspective on these bikes in that way. And let's find out how are they like to ride. So guys, out riding the Scrambler 400X. How is it like to ride? Well, the 400cc engine is quite simple, liquid cooled 4-valve unit, making 40 PS of power, 37 Nm of torque. That is a very good amount of power and torque that you're getting from a single cylinder as always. But this is what a lot of you guys said, it feels like the Dominar, it feels like the KTM. No, it's not. It's far more simpler than those bikes in terms of feel. So It is a very easy bike to ride. There is hardly any peak points in the engine where it really gets ready to go. It is ready to go all the time. So what you're getting here is a linear, smooth power delivery throughout the rev band. You can trundle in town at fourth gear in 35 kilometers or 40 kilometers an hour, and you will still get you can still get more torque the moment you open the throttle. So like right now I'm doing, let's say I can show you that right now. Doing 45 in 6th gear. See, it just pulls immediately with very minimum knocking basically, and that is quite praiseworthy. That's what makes it a modern retro motorcycle, where you have a lot of power and torque, but it is delivered very smoothly in a linear and easy manner than before, and that's what makes it actually quite good to live with on a daily basis, because it is something that a lot of people ask for because they want all that power and torque, but they don't want it to be like a KTM where it's in your face all the time and all of that. So this is actually a very good modern retro motorcycle. Triumph knows how to make it. You may say that there is a lot of Bajaj involvement. Of course there is, because there is learning from Bajaj in the 400cc space, because they have created some really good engines in the 400cc space. They know how to play it right. So the expertise and the help and here and there, making it in their factory, of course requires their support, and that doesn't mean that it's a direct or replicate or a copy or anything like that. Smooth refined engine. Of course there are vibrations at higher revs, and they will only pan out as speeds go higher and as you go higher in the gears. Right now I'm doing 65 in 6th and I can't feel anything. So this is actually quite a good thing. This is actually quite comfortable while doing that. I can do 80 also and still feel quite comfortable, and this bike reaches 120, 140 in no time. So despite the high ground clearance, despite you're sitting up, you're not cutting the wind exactly quite very quickly like the Speed 400, this is still a really good, really fast and quick motorcycle. Like I explained, low and mid range is good, top end is good, gearbox is light, clutch is light, and there's hardly any complaining in that. There are vibrations of course, and that's the only part when it comes to the engine, is something that should get better also, because these are new motorcycles. They are they need their first and second oil change to exactly feel like how they're supposed to be for a longer period of time, and I think it will get better for sure. If obviously things get somehow get worse, then I'm sure the Triumph will address it in one way or the other by putting more dampeners in certain situations that they've done in the past with the help of Bajaj has done that, so Triumph can get help from Bajaj in that aspect. I don't think that's going to happen, because this is a very simple engine. It doesn't have those nickel coatings and DLCs and all of that like how the KTM and even the Dominar has to a certain extent, because they are high on performance and they need that protection. This is still a relaxed, very easy motorcycle. Even if you ride it hard and fast, it is going to be quite reliable, and that shows in the service aspect of the motorcycle. They're saying that you need an oil change only in 16,000 kilometers, and I think that is surreal in every single way. So that shows the kind of the oil can take so much beating for 16,000 kilometers. Of course, it's not going to be commuted on a Nevenga, or it will never be taken above 100. No. And despite that, claiming 16,000 kilometers oil change shows something for sure. And I wanted to talk about these different points other than the usual that I already covered. Is that you guys have a lot of hesitation points which I'm trying to fix here, and you can still ask me anything in the comment section below. It's fine, no problem. I'm ready to answer them. Apart from that, let's talk about the handling. Well, a lot of people are not telling you the fact that the suspension on the Scrambler at the rear from the factory is really soft. So what that means is that they will directly tell you, it's great and all, but the handling is not that great, the ride quality is not that great. No, just up to preload, which I have done on this bike, because for my weight it requires to be that. And what that means is you will get a much more stable motorcycle, a bike that takes potholes quite well. It doesn't throw you around here and there, and all of that is well taken care of. So I went from 1 to 4, and there is a world of a difference. What that also does is that when the suspension is soft and when the rider sits on it, you get a certain feedback from the front, which feels sort of heavy. Here, once you up the preload now, what happens is that the handlebar just goes a little lighter. So, but it stays stable, of course, and all of that means you get a bike which is good on ride quality, nimble in the city, stable on the highway. good to take bad roads because this bike takes bad roads quite well. Like I told you earlier in the video, we really went through some bad roads and I did not have the footage from them. But then the 19-inch wheel does its job quite well. The extra ground clearance aids in the effort quite well. There is hardly anything left to be, explained in the off-road part. And it's best that you keep it to minimum off-road because this is still a scrambler, not a tiger. So what that does is helps you navigate bad roads and the occasional slightly bad worse roads quite well, and you will not be taken back while suddenly when the road goes bad in your trip or something like that. So in that aspect the scrambler helps. It should help and it does help quite well, so no problems there. Fuel efficiency on the highway 33, 34, very easy. In the city 28, 29, maybe 30 if you're riding sanely enough, and it delivers on that aspect quite well. Other aspects, well, brakes, yes, they are not that impressive. The front brake can definitely do with a lot more bite. It of course has a bigger disc brake, and but the pads are not centered. The master cylinder does not feels very basic and just above commuter-ish in terms of its ability to deliver. So a master cylinder upgrade, you can do it if you want, but centered brake pads definitely required on this bike. They will definitely help you up the braking quotient by a big margin. Of course, those are expensive brake pads than the normal ones, but I think that will be necessary because you will be riding on the road quite a lot and very less on the off-road, and off-road doesn't even require brakes quite a lot apart from the rear brake of course, and front brake is of course for the road when you're doing speeds, so sort of necessary. Master cylinder, up to you, it will definitely make it much better. And yeah, that's it. That is what the Triumph Scrambler 400X is all about. Don't forget to up the preload on this bike, please. No matter how light you are, or no matter how heavy you are. If you're heavy, you will definitely have to do it like me. Even if you're on the lighter side, you definitely need to up the preload to get a better ride and handling, better stability, and through the corners, much more stable ride quality is required. Even if you up it by 4 now, it will provide you good stable, but the comfort will not go away. It will not turn into a KTM suddenly if you turn up the preload by 3 or 4. So necessary to up the preload at the back, necessary to add a single brake pad at the front, and then you can enjoy the fantastic chassis, a fantastically flexible engine, a bike that comes as a very good scrambler. It's a complete scrambler. It doesn't feel like an incomplete scrambler like most bikes usually do. And Bajaj has learned all that from its peers and implemented it just in the right way. And can't wait to spend more time with it and write about it on my website. Where I will definitely do that. So follow us on the website and social media for everyday updates. Until then, thank you so much for watching this video. Please make sure you subscribe, like. Until then, goodbye.